What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Gran Turismo 7 is making all the headlines for all the wrong reasons these days. It is officially a scam at this point, and I can't avoid covering it because it's one of my favorite series ever, and I was really excited about it, and I've been seriously let down. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell for notifications so that you do not miss an upload. And before I forget, hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Gran Turismo 7 on the, in this case, PlayStation 5 is currently getting review bombed on Metacritic. There is an 87 Metascore for critical reviews, the professionals if you will, and a 1.6 from us plebs. Now why would you think there's such a stark contrast there? A lot of people might initially look at that and think, oh, it's probably because the users are mad at the devs for something they did, or how the company handled situation unrelated to the game. That's usually when the bombs come in. But no, in this case, the critics didn't have the update to see the in-game currency and didn't know that the microtransactions were going to ruin the game. That's kind of a problem, and it's becoming a little bit too consistent in modern gaming for my liking right now. But that's just the tip of the iceberg with this baby. There have been a number of complaints that I've seen regarding the graphics. There's a lot of people that are frustrated with the pop-ups, how it looks like a last-gen, PlayStation 3 even. Some people are saying as bad as PS2 graphics. Wouldn't go that far, but there's been a lot of complaints about the graphics. And then we get to, it's always online, even in single-player mode. So Gran Turismo 7 needed to put a patch in after it launched, and they ran into some technical difficulties, making the game go down for over a day. So people couldn't play the game. I'm just scratching the surface of the problems here, because it goes a lot worse than this. This is the problem I have with modern day gaming. Like, I'm sorry that I want to just buy a game and be able to play it without being bombarded with microtransactions and paper cut to death. Just let me enjoy the game that I am playing, that I bought with money, my own money. Back when I went to go pre-order this game, I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay, there's two versions, the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Oh, there's a third version. There's a 25th anniversary edition. Let me look into what that one has. And it's like, oh, it's got a few cars and comes with such and such credits. And I'm just like, oh, whoa. Credits? What are these credits? Oh, okay. Probably I have to earn the credits in the game, and it just gives me a jump start so I can probably buy a nicer car at the beginning. I don't know. I actually prefer to earn the car in the game. That's why I play Gran Turismo. I don't want the bump. So I'll probably just buy the $70 next gen on PlayStation 5 version of it. Yeah, that's fine with me. And when I went to go pre-order it, I was like, let me do a little bit more research on this. And I found out that indeed there were going to be microtransactions, and I was concerned about that. So I was like, I'm going to hold off, even though I love the series so much. I'm going to hold off and just make sure that it's not going to be anti-consumer and too much greed to know what they do with. Unfortunately, that's what it turned into. Fundamentally broken, Gran Turismo 7 update pushes more microtransactions and draws backlash. For some of the cars, they ended up charging 4 times the amount, where you have to race around a track 250 times just to be able to afford it. I mean, at some point you have to weigh the options of why you're playing a game and how much fun you're having with it, and do I need to spend more of my own money on this game that I already bought? It's not a freemium game, remember. So you're literally spending more money on top of the $70 base costs to get these cars that in previous versions, how games are supposed to work, far be it for me to say this, but you earned them by playing? And it was a fair monetary system that made sense and encouraged players to play more? Not this, though. Not this. Gran Turismo 7 players use AFK exploit to farm millions, just like capitalism intended. This is hysterical. So apparently a dude named Septormor developed a script that runs on PC to grind races for you. And while Gran Turismo 7 is a PS4 and PS5 game, players can play it on PC using the remote play feature. The script runs races on particular settings to require minimal input, resulting in AFK farming for up to 650,000 credits per hour. That's about 15 million credits per day, or $150 worth of GT7 microtransactions. More than double the price of the game alone on PS4. So then this opens up the whole, like, ethical issue. Is it right? Is it okay? Now you're stealing money from the company that's trying to steal money from you. It's a hysterical back and forth right now. And what's being lost in all this is people are forgetting to enjoy the game and play it and have fun because the developers screwed you over and said, yeah, we want you to enjoy the game and have fun, but we really want you. We really want you to spend that money. So we're going to give you a little taste, just like the drug dealer. Have a free taste here. Have some of this. You can come back to us if you want more of that. This is that 1,000 times. They just wanted more money from people. And I'm totally on board with a script that runs to get money in the game for free. But it flies in the face of the whole point of playing the game and grinding to enjoy it if the monetary system was fair and practical and made sense so that people could play it the way it was meant to be played back in the day, how games are meant to be played to have fun with. I can't get over this. This is hysterical. The script that exists. So reading through the user reviews who actually had a chance to play it after the update finally was set up, painfully behind the times, a clear cash grab at every turn. This is what it feels like to be robbed blind. Simply not up to par given the height and dev time. Cars woefully out of date. Game requires always online for single player. That's a really bad thing. Microtransactions equal theft. And I know people are going to go back to thinking about this article immediately from Kotaku talking about the script and being like, well, you're just stealing the money back. It's fine. You're doing what you got to do. Is that the new game? Because I thought when you're buying Gran Turismo, you're buying a racing simulator. You're not buying a game trying to figure out a back-end way to make money out of it just to be able to enjoy it more. That shouldn't be the way it works, but I feel like betrayed and scammed at the moment. And one more thing, stop release the game not properly finished. We are players, not testers. The zombie robot wrote, they only care about you spending money on microtransactions and not how much you enjoy your time in the game. Absolutely unacceptable anti-consumer practices at play here. Who? Polyphony, I'm sorry, but who over there thought that this was okay? To basically run the name of Gran Turismo through the mud in hopes that you could scam people out of extra money. How desperate are you? And fun fact, by the way, since I never pre-ordered this because I saw that there were microtransactions and that sketched me out, you lost a sale. Like, when I found out there were microtransactions, when I saw that there were 2 options available, I was like, that doesn't smell right to me. I'm going to hang on to this and not pre-order it yet. So, ironically, you tried to upsell people to get more credits, but in fact, the complete opposite ended up happening, and I didn't buy the game. But I feel bad for the consumers that didn't know, that saw the review scores from the professional critics, giving it an 87 review score overall, and they got duped because those critics didn't know that the microtransactions were even going to be anywhere close to as bad as it ended up being, which is the definition of a scam, a bait and switch. You let people know one thing, and then once it goes to other people for sale, you switch it out and you screw them. This is absolutely unacceptable. The entire game industry, gamers at large, need to speak up. Thankfully, there are platforms like YouTube for us to use to speak up and use our voices. But until Sony and Polyphony do anything differently, this is just more of the same. Just another game in a long line of running quality series through the mud. We were promised the GT mode back. Naturally, what people expected was what Gran Turismo 1 through 6 had. What we got instead, after nearly 10 years of waiting, was a linear campaign which forces you to do what it tells you to while throwing random cars at you, which you can't even sell for credits. That's messed up. That's messed up. In fact, you can't sell any car at all. In the new update that brought the servers down, they cut the race prizes in half, which now makes it so that in order to buy one of the 12 million credit cars, you'll have to do 350 races without spending a dime on anything. Unless, of course, you buy credits for real money. Or if you look up how to use this script. Which, again, how broken is your in-game currency? Where people are now using scripts and running remote play on PC just to be able to enjoy the game that they bought with their own money. It's screwed up, it's unacceptable, it's a scam, and I am fuming. Like, extremely frustrated. This is one of my favorite series ever. And I would argue my favorite car racing series ever. And to see this, it's tragic. It's like watching it be murdered. And the executives that made these decisions at Polyphony, they need to be, one, held accountable, but two, they should feel very embarrassed and lose their jobs over this. That's how bad this is. And it needs to be fixed. Stat. Like, the more that this goes on, the more money you're stealing from people that are hooked, that don't know any better, that think this is how it's supposed to work in gaming. And it's not. It's embarrassing. I'm going to leave the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Smash J, 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 smash J.